air yet? Is this live? Is this live or is this live taped? Tape live. Remember back in the day, they would say live on tape.
Live on tape.
This is live
That's
on
if you're
tape.
like 1,000 years old, dude. You're
I
not
know.
that old.
I don't know. I'm pretty old. Like PEDs are an amazing thing.
Yeah, but PEDs are just so you get up in the morning, right?
They
They just help you out of bed.
They just help your dick get hard. Have you ever taken PEDs?
No, but some
really
would
should.
argue that weed is a PED, right?
Well, I know
for the fact that it helps with the inflammation.
I know Nick Diaz used to always say it helped him, with his fighting and shit. He was one of the people that really sacrificed a lot for marijuana.
Oh, dude.
5 years. Now everyone's doing it, but at the time when he was waving that cannabis flag, there was a lot of people waving that flag, and it took 5 years of his career away.
Or just the fact that he was at like those fucking press conferences smoking underneath the table, and you just see smoke while they're asking him questions because he couldn't do it on camera. Fucking funny.
The best ever, I think, was the interview he was doing where he had like his nunchucks and he was stepping on, and you could see, and he had on his own YouTube channel, he was recording, but this wasn't getting picked up in the interview. He was taking bong hits, and then he would go back to the nunchucks, and he was answering all the questions.
just vibing.
So like, yeah, no, we're waiting on we're waiting on Shawn Hernandez, but we're talking about weed, performance enhancing drugs, and Nick Diaz. You never know where the show is going to go because I don't plan anything. I am always off the motherfucking cuff because I'm ADHD. I go from one thing to the other.
And normally I'm behind the console, behind the camera, but today, how you doing, everybody? It's the Stoop Kid.
It's the stupid kid in the studio here today. Now, I think you're probably a better co-host than the other two guys I have. Like, CJ Dirt he's great in a pro wrestling ring. He's great on the mic, but you sit him behind a podcast mic and it's like he's got a fucking dick in his mouth or something. He doesn't know what to fucking do.
He has to cheek it to get some. We got to have him cheek it to get some info out of him.
He wants to love everybody, doesn't want to cause any problems. And then Michael Shawn's the other homie that you bring your homies along because I'm just that guy that, he brings his homies to everything. And then Michael's got that speech problem where he's got to say, you see. I told him forever to stop doing it, but he can't.
I thought he was just buying you time. I thought he was just helping with the production.
You see, no. But as you can see, sometimes going, you see, does buy you a little bit of time when you can't think of what you're going to say next.
Yeah.
That's why I say fuck. I say motherfuck.
That's your Tourette's buying time.
It's not as obvious that you're fuck, man. Fuck. And then you say something. If you use a cuss word in there instead of or you see, it sounds less like you have an impediment. You like to say fuck a lot.
It just also sounds like you're like a really high strung asshole.
Well,
you're like, fuck.
I am a high strung asshole.
It's low carb, right? Zero carb? Is that what it says?
Zero carbs.
Oh, shit.
I probably drink. I don't know. Oh, wait. Ladies and gentlemen, he's connecting now. Shawn Hernandez. How does that sound? Am I sounding Lucho when I say it like that? Shawn Hernandez. Say.
Get you about 4 of these and you'll say it right.
Man, see, I'm trying to wake up, so I'm drinking these right now. Like, these. Man, it's good to see you. You're in Texas right now, right?
Yes, sir. It's hot as hell here. It's like 103.
How hot is it here?
It's only 96.
It's 96 here.
Yeah, but wait till you get this humidity. You'll drop 10 pounds just by going outside taking the trash out.
I could use a 10-pound droppage. Man, dude, thank you for coming on, man. Shawn Hernandez, NWA, TNA, Mexico. You've been all over the world doing pro wrestling, and I was really blessed to link up with you at Lucha Patron. So what's been going on? How you doing today?
Well, I'm chilling. During the week I do kids camps in the morning, teaching kids from like 8 to 14 how to wrestle, and then in the evening I do my adult classes. And then, man, as long as these people hit my PayPal, I'll go wrestle where they want me to, man. So
you're working the kids, beating those kids up, making them their dues.
These kids, they learn, they learn all the moves, but they're only allowed to do them to me, not to each other. Otherwise, I'd probably be getting sued left and right. But man, these kids have it. They're laser focused. Unlike I'm sure you guys go to classes. They're just off in their own dreamland, worried about getting their next power bomb or their next, their next cool hurricane run, whatever they want to do. But these kids, they got it, man.
You're one of the first guys, I think the only guy that I've ever known of in this business that I've spoken to that did a pro wrestling camp for kids. Are you the only one?
No.
No, I've never seen it before because usually they think this is too dangerous for kids. Kids can't do this and blah, blah, blah.
Well, I do it where myself and my assistants are taking all the moves. They don't take the kids take no moves. So they're doing tie up, they're doing rolls, they're doing tackle, but giving the tackle. I have some of these kids are parkour kids. They walk the rope lucha style and come hit me with a cross body. It's really cool, man.
It sounds like a great idea, especially in the summer. That kids got nothing to do. Get them. How long have you been doing this?
This is my first summer doing this. I started in June.
What gave you the idea to start doing a kids camp?
Because these parents, because they come by the school. How early can I have my son training? I go, man, they have to be at least 16 because I don't want to deal with no crybaby stuff or you hurt my son, you hurt my kid, and if they're under 18, the parents have to come with them. And then when that summer hit, these parents, man, please take my 10-year-old, take my 12-year-old. I go, man, there's guys from 18 to 40. They're going to get manhandlers, no way.
Right.
And then so I structured a little plan to where the kids could, because how kids are these days, even in the young wrestling guys, they want to do all the moves, but they don't want to take them. My own kids do that. My kids know how to wrestle. They'll do the moves, they don't want to take them. So I go, man, let me do that with these kids, and they love it, man.
As a kid, man, this would have been the funnest thing in the world, especially if you grow up and you're watching WWE or you're watching AEW, and then you get to go to these kids got to be pretty excited, I would think, to get in there.
Oh, they are. I mean, you try teaching them the psychology, the verbiage, and stuff like that, and you see them start losing interest because like it's 8 to 14 years old. So finally, I go, all right, who wants to chop Coach Eric? And they all, as long as they get to beat up on an adult, they're good.
You think any of these kids might stick with it, and
I have three that the parents. What do I have to do to get my son to let him do the adult class? And this one kid, he's 13. He does like parkour stuff.
Yeah.
He has videos of him running off picnic tables and doing that little flip, and there's only concrete on the ground. So if he messes up, he's done. And he's super agile. He's like, like a normal 13-year-old kid, but he has it mentally.
Yeah. So, you started wrestling, a while ago. We've had a lot of conversations about your father and military and college football. And one thing I thought that was interesting about you is you once told me that your old man always told you that when you graduate high school, you're either going to get a scholarship, football, or military. So your whole life, you're growing up thinking that if you can't make a scholarship, you're going to be going into the military. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Man, I don't know how this program is, but I'm just going to tell you.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Yep. You're shitless. You know what I'm saying? I love playing basketball. Then I realized, hey, dumbass, you only 6'1". You ain't going to get a scholarship for basketball. So 11th grade, I started playing football, and I felt, I got good, real good. And imagine everyone has their senior year in high school. Everyone's all, it's all about me. I'm a senior. It's my last year. I'm having a good time. Not with my dad. My dad would be every month. He put the pamphlets. Did you get a scholarship yet, son? Here, there's Army, Navy, Marines. Your choice. Put the pamphlets every month when he knew I didn't get a scholarship. So I'm scared shitless. I go, man, I see how crazy he is after 30 years. I go, man, there's no way I could do this because he's borderline batshit at 83 still.
It's still crazy at 83.
and I know you're not supposed to talk about this and shit because people get mad about their political views. I don't care. My wife decided to ask my dad, "Hey, have you got your COVID vaccination?"
Uh-oh. Your
I'm-
83-year-old batshit crazy dad.
Bro, he lives in a winery by himself about 4 hours from me. And so if you want to go visit him, you have to email him to make an appointment.
Wow.
So, because he don't want people just, asking for money and stuff like that. So he goes, "Ma'am, 5 years before, World War II ended, I was born."
Fuck.
He goes, "I went to Vietnam 3 different times. The third time I was a POW.
Jesus Christ.
If Agent Orange didn't get me, nothing's gonna get me."
Fuck yeah.
Dude, those were the tough motherfuckers that don't hardly exist anymore. They're almost all gone.
They don't. Those guys don't exist.
But in a way, you think about it, like you think of World War II and Vietnam, whatever your take on that is. But like, let's just say, for example, what if we as a country got attacked and we actually had to fight? What the fuck would happen?
Yep.
Well, we got a lot of reserves. We'd probably be all right.
See, look at these reserves, bro. You got to remember, back in the 50s and 60s, them motherfuckers were getting drafted. They had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So most of them, majority of the people, unless they have mean parents like me, are voluntarily in the army. Imagine, you want to have a nice life, you want to go to college, meet your have a great job, meet your wife, have kids, have a family, all that, and the government says no, you're going to the army for 6 years, no matter what. I couldn't imagine being in the 60s during that time, but it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does actually. It really does. Like, could you imagine these millennials having to go to the army for 6 years? Like,
Do you think, not to get political on this either, but I think that some of the beauty of that time era with the troops and with the society backing up with the troops in general was there was less like bad propaganda against the troops. It was more like the guys didn't know what they were going into, which I think might have been maybe a better thing for them, maybe mentally. But then also now we know too much as civilians of what they're doing overseas.
Yeah, right.
It's not a good thing.
Well, when my dad came back from Vietnam, he was not welcomed at all.
Yeah, that's too bad.
That's when they started, that's when, politics and, news reporters were, "Oh, they're killing kids, this and that."
Right.
Guys, don't get me. I'm not in politics. I'm 50. I've never voted, so I don't care either way.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a horse in this race at all. But I mean, you imagine you get drafted out of high school, and you put into a war that you know nothing about, whether it's political or not political, whatever. All you're doing is there to survive, so you can go back home to start your life over again. So I mean, for anyone to be negative towards the military during that time, I have no idea why, because you weren't put in that situation. You were lucky that you got your draft dodge, or you had medical issues, or you had too much college, or your daddy had too much money, so you didn't have to go in the military. So I mean, you can't blame these guys who, by the pick of luck of the draw, pick of a straw, whatever it is, had to go to the army and defend this country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're old. Just from our conversations, your old man sounds very interesting, and I really think he had a lot to do with the Shawn Hernandez we see today, that you becoming who you are, good or bad. So you have that, your whole life wondering if you're going into the military or football. You make it into football, right? So did you bypass the military?
Oh well, the good thing is, in February of my senior year, my dad. I go, "Look, Dad, I got a scholarship for football." He goes, "Good. Now I don't have to beat you no more." So, congratulations. I think I hurt his feelings because I was good enough to get a scholarship.
He wanted you to go into the military. He didn't really want you to get the scholarship, right?
He was wrapping
He set a goal that he didn't think you were going to reach, so you got to go in the military.
Well, you got to realize, maybe where you guys from, Cali, but in Texas, bro, There's not a lot of Hispanic dudes that play football.
You know, you're right. That's true.
At the collegiate level.
I mean, just in general, you don't see a lot. I mean, you see it, but not even now. You don't see a ton of Hispanic guys making it in football.
I think there's more Samoan and Pacific Islanders even.
Well,
racist.
Well,
that's
when
true.
Just kidding.
I went to Hugo Junior College up in East Texas, and I was the first Hispanic ever played it.
Wow. Damn.
So,
That is
Orale.
because most of Hispanics there were like ranch hands or lettuce pickers. So imagine how many fights I got into.
I mean, yeah, I was getting ready. That was my next question. Was I bet you experienced quite a bit of racism.
Well, it's and especially back in the 80s, it's cool to be white, it's cool to be black. In Texas, it's not cool to be nothing else.
Right. Not cool to be brown.
So if you were Latino or Asian or Middle Eastern, bro, good luck. You better be smart.
Or tough.
Both.
So you're Texas. You're playing football in Texas. Was it Texas?
Yeah. I played college. I played at a Division II school called Texas A&M at Kingsville down in the valley, which is about an hour and a half from the border of Mexico.
And then at what point in time did you go from that into pro wrestling?
When arena football did not pay bills.
Oh, right. It was fun to watch though, but like interesting concept.
500 a game, and there's 14 games in 22 weeks. We had to be on the team, so
that's not that much for a concussion. Like
I wasn't getting paid, so you would practice 8 to noon, then they'd feed you, and then if you were smart, they got your warehouse job to unload trucks for 8 hours, and then you worked out and to do it all over again. I said, man, after about 6 weeks ago, guys, how much if I just unload trucks and don't play football?
What was that pay back then?
Well, when you're a kid and you don't care about doing overtime, and you're doing 70 hours a week, and $600-700 a week, I'm good with that. But I mean, you're just killing yourself. And then I was working out in the gym, and Dutch Mantel and JBL.
Wow.
And JBL came into the Gold's gym, and I was working out, and they go, "Hey man, you look one of the Steiner brothers, man. You shouldn't get arrested." I go, "Man, I'm broke as hell. Please help me find where I can train." And they gave me the number to Tugboat Taylor, and that's how I got started, man.
Wow. So JBL's got a reputation of some people say he's an asshole, but it sounds like he helped you out.
Well, more Dutch Mantel than JBL. JBL was stuck in gimmick at the time.
Really?
Yeah, this was like 96, 97. So he was, I guess, doing the accolades, with the Ron Simmons thing, and he was cool, but he didn't care. But Dutch Mantel was always looking for the next talent, and Dutch, man, here's the number, give him a call.
And then what do you remember? Like your first time you go to the pro wrestling school. What's that experience like? Man,
Tug Taylor, him and his son, they were in global wrestling in the early 90s, and they had a small run in Mexico and stuff like that. And I was the 4th smallest guy in my class.
Wow, you're not a small guy at all.
I was, sir, I was 305 then.
Damn,
Jesus.
You're the 4th smallest. What the fuck? Jesus.
Every dude that's like 6'5", 400 pounds, these bouncers.
That don't sound like fun training.
Oh, so why do you think I learned how to fly in the air? Because you can't. What are you gonna do to a 400-pound dude? You can't I'm gonna powerbomb you. No, you're not. I'm like the body slam.
I was wondering. I was watching a lot of your matches, and I'm like, this guy's a high flyer. How did that happen? You just explained it.
You have no choice. If you ever watch The World's Strongest Man, Bill Martin, I think in the 90s, was number 2 at World's Strongest Man, and I had to train against him.
Oh my God! Fuck that.
And he's 6'5", 400 pounds with a 38-inch waist.
How do you train with that guy? I wouldn't want to take anything from him.
Well, I don't know if you guys ever watched The World's Strongest Man, when they had those big boulders.
Yeah.
And you have to go up a ramp backwards.
Yeah.
To put on the top. If you can scroll through this on ESPN or YouTube. He went up that ramp with a big ass boulder backwards. Up that ramp. He blew out one of his legs.
Oh my God.
So he put all the weight on the other leg and still tried to go up the mountain and blow out both legs.
Damn.
Jesus.
And got taken. And so he had to fly from wherever the little country, and they had to lay him in the exit row, lay him down because he couldn't sit down. 14 hours to go home.
Oh.
Wow.
On a gurney.
Oh.
What a crazy motherfucker.
Well, he didn't want to load trucks.
But like, so I'm sure though, that guy, you had to have gotten hurt in your training with guys like that. You had to have gotten injuries.
Oh yeah. I got like I started doing because my coach he did college wrestling, and he did Olympic trials in '72. He got beat by Chris Taylor to be the super heavyweight for Greco-Roman wrestling. And so after practice, I had that was your cardio. You had to shoot with these guys, amateur style.
Big ass motherfuckers.
I don't know anything about amateur wrestling or pro wrestling at the time, and I don't know how I got lucky, but I did really good, and he trained me, and 2 weeks later I won the state championships in Greco-Roman wrestling.
No fucking way. That's fucking impressive.
That was nice. Yeah, but that was like that's a grandpa story. That's like 1998.
I know, but I man, there's some high level people that have been doing that shit for a long time that go in at that level to fucking. I think that speaks volumes of your athleticism.
Well, yeah. I was very smart because if you win the Texas State Championships or any state, you get to go to Colorado Springs and train for the Olympic trials.
Holy shit!
I'm not a dumbass, bro. I had 2 weeks of training. Some of these guys been doing since they're 5, 6 years old. I'm gonna get smokes and say, I'll just take my little gold medal and go back to pro wrestling.
Yeah, like Kurt Angle with your little medal. Wow, that's man. That I didn't know that. That's impressive. Like you got to be really good to win some shit like that.
Well, at the time I was, I just came from powerlifting and stuff like that. Before I broke my neck in 2009, I was an 800-pound squatter, and I benched like 3 to 4, like maybe 550, 540.
That's ridiculous.
And still doing the stupid dive over the top.
I know. No, I mean, you did a lot. I was watching your highlights. I'm like, God damn, this guy did. I consider you a big guy, I guess, but you're doing crazy flipping and flopping and some dangerous shit throughout your career.
Well, I knew that I was never going to be Ric Flair or Bret Hart or Kurt Hennig, that technical gifted. So I want to give you that wow factor. So man, that guy, maybe he can't chain good, but he can do some stupid shit and maybe that's how I got that's how I got booked in Mexico and Japan and Korea, Puerto Rico, everywhere. You can't believe this big bald dude is willing to do that. I mean,
it's true. It's really true.
Besides the U.S., what's your favorite country to work in?
I have Germany, probably.
Wow, cool. Interesting.
They do those European rules there, like boxing. So like they have rounds.
Wow, really? They got rounds? That's interesting.
Oh, like just
tell us the way rounds.
Like 3-minute matches, 3-minute rounds, and 1 minute like rest.
Oh shit.
That's cool.
Oh, and those dudes are rowdy, man. So I'm from if you know anything about wrestling history, anyone who says they're from Texas, you have to be a big show off and a big proud.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm not, but you have to give the illusion because the Brodies, the Von Erichs, the Funks, they have that illusion that they're big, broad Texas guys and we're the toughest guys around. So what? those guys get to rest during that minute between the rounds, these Germans will come up with a chant, Hernandez, Hernandez, and make me do shots in between my.
Damn. Are we
So
talking?
I remember this last time. The old lady, I mean, she had to be 80. She gets this little thing like this, and like after the third round, I'm like, "Where the fuck am I?" I have so much fun doing the overseas tours.
That's a lot different doing rounds like that. Sorry to cut you off, but that's like the 3 minutes and a break, and it's like that's you got to completely switch up your game plan on telling a story. I mean, I would imagine.
Yep. Oh, definitely. It's, it can be different, but I just like the different options. Just that's why I like going to different. If I go to a different country, hell yeah, I want to go because I want to see the experience. I wrestled in Korea one time, South Korea, obviously.
Not Dennis Rodman.
I'm not that famous. Man, the South Koreans are beautiful people. They're more American than we are, and just eating like a king over there and just wrestling those guys, and they don't realize that the moves are real.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's awesome.
So when you're wrestling Korean guys that don't know the moves aren't real, you have to really protect yourself.
So if you're wrestling guys that, then they're kind of trying to, crack you. I guess in the night, they're trying to fuck you up.
Well, that's what they see, and perception is reality to them. So,
and then would you say, I don't know, you've been all over the world. Would TNA, would that be the biggest place or not?
That I've wrestled in?
Yeah.
No, AAA is way bigger.
AAA, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Just out here, we don't watch it as much, but you're true.
Which is weird because California's so close to Mexico. I don't understand, but you got to realize on a Monday night, there might be 3,000 people come watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I remember doing we do the Triple Manias. There's 20,000+ people there every time.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of lucha fans out here in California, but I don't think a lot of them watch actual lucha wrestling in Mexico. They watch it out here.
I've been wrestling California style lucha since like maybe 2010, so it's definitely a little bit different.
Well, that's more recent then. You actually gave me some good advice because, like, we were talking one time. I'm old. Fuck, I'm 48. No, I know, right? 48 is pretty old. I started wrestling in my 40s. A long story short, got divorced and thought, man, what did I want to do that I couldn't do when I was married? Wrestling popped in my head. And I'm like, bro, I don't do nothing crazy, man. You asked me, what do I do? I'm like, I do simple, easy things, and I just try to sell a lot. And you're like, that's the way you should do it. And you said even you wish that you did more of that and that's what you're supposed to do. But so I don't do anything dangerous at all whatsoever. And most people tell me that I should, but you told me that I should keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay. Do you watch the replays of do you have some records of the matches from Lucha Patron?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you see the crazy heat you guys get?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Where you cannot get not one fucking word out on the mic.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
What I'm saying, so why the fuck are you going to do something outlandish when all they want to do is see you get your ass beat?
That's true.
I mean, you're right. Giving what they want, but just by coming out there with the insane heat you guys get, what I'm saying? You get on top a little bit, you play a little bit of bully ball, miss something, and let these guys and let the faces, ping pong you around, and your money. It's money. People want to see. You're giving the people exactly what they want to see.
It's a lot of fun. I think I honestly could say one of the linking up with you at Lucha Patron really helped me a lot in realizing that, okay, because you know how wrestling is. There's a lot of haters, and sometimes I'm wondering, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Am I an idiot, moron? Should I, but then you really helped me out to see, okay, I'm doing something correct here.
Well, with wrestling, which is a little bit different from any professional sport, the best athlete does not play. It's whoever the promoter thinks is going to make money for the people. So when you don't have control, you have zero control over who was the outcome of the match. All you have control over is how you orchestrate that crowd as a face or a heel. That's all you have control over. And man, when Lucha Patron hooked me up with you guys and started to do the heel turn, I go, man,
that was a lot of fun.
I was a little bit skeptical because I go, man, I do a cello gimmick, I'm repping these people.
Right.
And I go, I don't want to get stabbed because I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb.
There's believers out. There's real believers out there.
When you say stab, were you worried about like actual dudes you knew coming up to you because you were it was a work and they knew that, or was it just you mean in general just
fans?
No, I'm serious. I'm 1000% serious. But I've been wrestling since my first match was late '97, bro. I've had ice thrown at me. I've been in Puerto Rico where you come out the tunnel and people piss in fucking cups.
Oh God!
Pour it on your head. So I've been in shows with LA Park and AAA where the big beer tubs, the guys coming, hey, want beer. People will buy the ice to throw at me. So I when for the longest time since '97, I try to rep Latinos. I want to be on the same level as like a Goldberg for Jewish people. I want to be the Hernandez for the Mexican people because we never had a big guy like that. And when you turn on them and join that,
you got a point. Yeah. Wow. I see what you're saying.
Hey, I'm not dumb, bro. I go, especially people still believe whether it's still a show or not.
Yeah.
When beers are flowing, you have no idea.
Yeah, beer changes things a lot. Changes things a lot.
So, and it sounds dumb. I'll go from the locker room to the car, and we go to the hotel, and I'm looking around, make sure no one's going to try to meet me in the parking lot because it's happened before. So why wouldn't it happen in 2023?
No, it was great. The thing that one of the most memorable moments was you come in the ring, I run out, and we all run out of the ring, and you poor Lucha Silver got border tossed, and they threw your when you originally come out, you threw your bandana out, and then they threw it back in the ring.
Yep.
And the other thing that was go ahead, sorry.
That was the biggest thing. I go, that's why I knew that we were onto something because when I wrestle and I do the bandana thing, or do the fucking the t-shirt throw or something, I throw someone the shirt deal and then I throw the shirt somewhere, I never get it back. Never. In 25 years, I never give it back. So I border toss this lucha dude, turn on him. The bandana was in the crowd. So someone gave it back to either the handler or the announcer to give it back to me because they didn't fucking want it.
That was great. That was so awesome.
But I'm saying that is, that's when you're onto something. So keep doing what you're doing, getting, listening to your crowd response and just keep going with it.
I totally agree. And the other thing it'll be one of the highlights of my wrestling, I guess you could say, career was we walked out with you in the final match, and that ended up being match of the night. And then I got a match of the night bonus. All I did was stand outside of the ring and talk shit. That was the best bonus I ever got.
Well, you need to thank the fans because you plugged in the All's formula to get these people to listen to a crowd response, and you got exactly what you wanted. They were hating. They hated us all. They want us to get killed. They want me to get my comeback for portraying the Latino people, and they didn't get it.
They get it.
So, bro, go with it. There's gonna be some days when you have to do all the work, and hey, the crowd was light. You got to take a pay cut. So when you get a chance to just talk crap and be or the cheerleader, and get a pay bonus, bro, you better take that 20 times out of 20. Buy your beers, and because it's not going to happen very much.
No, it's never happened before.
It happen again, so you never know.
The other thing was I want to tell you was like you're way different than what I thought. I was a little nervous about you because there was one match at Lucha Patron with Dreamy Drew.
Don't even start.
I know the story now, but like after the match was over, I looked at Dreamy Drew and I'm like, oh my God, what did you do? And then it was pretty much, I think, you didn't really do anything, but I was kind of scared of you for a minute, like, or at least I don't want to fuck with this guy.
Brother, that was not my deal.
just he pissed you off, right? Like, no, I'm kidding.
Whatever, because he's on the apron and I'm inside the ring. I bring him in the hard way. Where he flips himself in the ring. He over rotates and hits his nose on the sick rope, and blood starts gushing before we even touch. I go, holy fuck. I go, I've never seen that before, where someone busts themselves open on something basic and we haven't even touched yet.
Now, was that intentional or was that an act?
It was intentional. No, I'm just kidding.
Because some people try and fuck themselves up, right?
No, I don't think no Dreamy Drew do that intentional. No, trust me, not Dreamy Drew.
No, I don't think he has enough wrestling experience to know to do that on purpose.
Yeah, right. He's not gonna bust his own nose up on purpose.
We literally did not touch. We circle around. He gets out of the ring, starts talking crap. He gets on the apron. I bring him in the hard way. He over rotates and does this on the middle rope, and blood starts squirting.
Everybody was scared of you, bro, that night. Everybody was like, "Don't fuck."
Okay, but I've been wrestling Lucha Patron since 2000.
I know, dog. But
whatever it is, 5-7 years, and now you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be scared.
I don't know. It was mad, but it was like. It was the visual. You're in the back and you see him all busted up. And this veteran, I'm like, man, you must have did something, bro. What the fuck did you do? Like, that was fun. That was funny.
No, because he came to the back, because after the match, out of respect, you always check on your opponent, make sure it's good. Man, I see he's iced down with towels. I came in the locker room and go, guys, I'll let you know that was not me. Now, if I chop you and I bruise you, okay. But I mean, this guy came back with a concussion and nose bleeding, and it was this big ordeal. I go, man, I stopped myself and go, man, you just killed your rep. You never come back in this.
Shit.
And unless you watch it on tape, you don't realize it was not me.
No, I never watched. I just seen his face, and I was like, "You're not fucked up, bro. Like you fucked with the wrong guy tonight." Like no, but then now I know. But at the moment, that exact moment, I'm like, "Motherfucker, what the fuck did you do?" Like,
okay, because in that other dressing room, I very rarely go in there because it's too packed in there. And I go, man, it's cool. I just get dressed on stage. So when you see me actually going in there and check on you because you got a towel, ice, Band-Aids, where the fuck you got?
I love Dreamy Drew, but he overdid it a little bit, bro. You overdid it a little bit, bro. Like,
I was mad. I was mad because so you flip and almost break your own nose. And you don't realize this is not 1935, this is 2023. People actually have video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of going against selling the whole match. Like you said, it's like you haven't even touched yet. He's already bleeding. Like there's already a third wall breaking kind of thing going on.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
I mean, well, it is what it is. I just think it's funny at this point, but now Lucha Patron, like, you know, you're working Lucha Patron and you come out to most of the shows. Like, I mean, honestly, what's you work a lot of promotions, you've been around a lot of indie. What's your legit shoot opinion on what Lucha Patron is doing right now compared to other indie shows?
They do. I think my personal opinion. I think they do wrestling right. They keep the same group of guys. You know, about 6 to 8 of the same guys, and this rotating stars are rotating guest stars to give these people, look, this is Lucha Patron product. This is who you're going to see every show, and we're going to sprinkle some stars in. You know, I don't care what anyone says. Lucha Patron, they draw a nice crowd. I've never seen the crowd like 50, 100, and like that.
Never.
They're always packed. They're always fun. The crowds are always into the matches. And I don't know. I live in Texas, so I don't know if people like Lucha Patron or care. I know I like it. I know the crowd likes it because they didn't like it. We'd be wrestling, and you've been there many times. I've never seen a small crowd there.
No, never, not at all.
So they're obviously doing something right. And guess what? The guys who are producing the ring and whoever's promoting, it's clicking because people are coming back. People want to see this stuff. People want to see you guys, talk crap, and they want to make sure they bury you to where you can't talk to the edit on the mic at all. The only thing I think Lucha Patron's missing, honestly, is two things. Little people wrestling.
Oh man, that'd be
just like one or two.
That'd be so tight.
And then I'm very biased on this part.
Sure.
My protege, a student I've trained. I've been training for 3 years. The biggest Mexican kid you ever seen in your life. He's 6'9", 400
Jesus
pounds.
Christ! Wow.
Jesus.
He looks like the Big Show. That big.
Man, and he's Mexican. That's huge. Like,
yeah, his last name is Sendejo. So,
dude,
so that's the only thing I think is missing with Patron. If they would have, bring on a little person match, and bring my big kid in every now and then, it's the perfect lucha show. You have everything. You have lucha. You have girls. You have gringo heels. You have badass high flyers. You have muscle dudes. You have.
Right.
It's the perfect Mexican wrestling circus because you have a little bit of everything.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you call it the perfect wrestling circus. Like, it's a real show. It's like it's
not a wrestling. It's not a wrestling event. It's a show because you got guys that can talk. Bro, when you have 3 white dudes that come out there and they honk those damn horns.
I know.
As soon as you get on the mic. And won't stop honking until they hear the opponent's music. You have to realize you guys are onto something.
It's great heat, but sometimes I'm like, damn, I can't even talk.
Well,
I want to say something.
Just make sure you don't guess when you just roll with it because there's going to be a time to where
right, it won't matter.
You know what? They're gonna say, fuck you guys. I want to hear
You're done. You don't care.
I want to hear what you have to say, and then you don't prepare no mic work, and then all of a sudden this falls to shit. But
yeah, you're right, dude. Enjoy the moments while you can.
As long as you prepare and they're not going to talk, who cares, man? Get over them.
Yeah,
I like how Lucha Patron they space the shows out so where they make it the event of that month. So they do 3 or 4 shows a year.
It's perfect in a way.
If you do more, in my opinion, if you're doing more in that same town, you're killing the town because they go, I'll just go next month or I'll go next week. Or if you want every 2 weeks, I missed this one because I have a wedding. I have to get, I take my kids here. So I'll go next week. But if you do every 4 months or every, only 3 or 4 times a month, you make it a super event to where people, you know what? I'm scheduled. I know I have this going on, but I want to see Lucha Patron because this might be the last show of the year. When I think October is the last show of the year, so they make sure that it's the event to go to.
Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great for me. Shouts out to Corey. Corey Machado's treating me, really, honestly. There's a lot of shitty promoters, as you know. No one's ever did me better than him. I mean, he's done a lot of nice things for me that didn't even have to do.
If you don't like Corey and you wrestle for Corey, please quit wrestling, burn your boots, and don't come back, because Corey and his father over accommodate the guys because they know this is a business. And they were using the same nucleus of guys, 6 to 8, and then they'll flutter in 3 or 4 different guys outside or girls or whatever. So they're investing in you.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
you're on every show, they're investing in you. They're banking on you drawing and continuing drawing that crowd. So I have nothing but love and respect for Corey and Dan. Those guys go. I don't want to say what they do, but they go up and beyond what they have to as a promoter to make sure the boys in the back are comfortable. Make sure the boys in the back come to the show, want to come to the show, want to entertain, and want to come back. And I don't know other. I've wrestled in Cali a couple of times, other places, but man, Lucha Patron's my favorite place to wrestle in the West Coast.
I wouldn't say this about very many promoters, but I'd fight for Corey. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy's been really good to me.
Well, the only thing I don't like about Corey is his love for In-N-Out. But
what are you, Whataburger guy?
I mean, we got to remember, we're in Texas. We're these Whataburger guys.
Oh, dude, you just hurt my feelings.
so if Corey would be a little bit less on the bandwagon about In-N-Out, he's the man.
So real quick, what's your preference over why is Whataburger better over In-N-Out? This is a good question.
I've never seen, and of course I'm stereotyping. Don't get mad.
No,
I've never seen a fat In-N-Out person.
That's actually true. That works there, you mean?
Works there or eats there. Now, yeah. Whataburger, they be looking that way and eating that way. Because it's Texas.
I like that answer.
Bro,
I've never had one, but now you got me intrigued.
But dude, Texas, we all have an eating problem. It's when you can get you can get a triple the triple Whataburger with supersized fries or water-sized fries, what do you call it, with a Diet Coke at 5 in the morning.
Fucking Diet Coke.
Because the Diet Coke is I'm worried about my waist. Worried about the calories.
That's funny.
I'm not trying to be mean. I always do the eye test. I see the commercials for In-N-Out. I see the people who go In-N-Out. I go, man, they must do meth or something because bro,
probably do.
Everybody's skinny. I go to Whataburger here, especially in San Antonio. The people who are behind people who are cooking the burgers are fat. Everybody's in there is fat. I'm fat. We're all fat, and we're all happy.
Yeah, there's a Sharps disposal container at Whataburger.
You say we're all fat and we're happy here, man. We're good. And it's 24 hours. You can't beat it.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Man, Shawn, man, much love, brother. I'm looking forward to October 14th in Petaluma. Lucha Patron will be stepping into the another 3-man tag. I'm hearing rumors. I'm just hearing rumors. There might be a 3-man tag title match coming up. It's a rumor I'm hearing. We'll see what happens.
Brother, if that happens, I feel sorry for anybody, man, because with those heat, and all you can do is just let me know when you get tired. I'll come in there.
You come in and hit the border toss. We go home. I love being on your side. I love being on your side and not the guy that's getting mortar tossed.
Like I tell my students, it doesn't hurt me a bit. So, yeah.
Man, dude, thanks for the interview and thanks for just the friendship and everything. It's been much appreciated.
Matt, bro, all you gotta do is call me, son. All you can do is text me. We have numbers. We can exchange numbers. Not so much that social media stuff because I'm old man, but just you're the texting and calling. I'm good.
Right on, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it all.
Awesome, brother.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Later, man.
Later. Want to take a break? All right, thanks, man. Thanks. We're off the air right now, but thanks for the interview, dude. It was really good,
bro. It's whatever, man. I'm 100% real. You just text me. We'll work whatever you want.
Yeah, no, we'll make it happen. We'll get you. I'll talk to some promoters and we'll see if we can work some numbers and make that happen too.
Cool, bro. If nothing else, I'll see you in October, brother.
Yeah, for sure, October, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, man.
Later.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take it easy, guys.
Late. Not bad. You didn't even. Well, that was a good interview, man. You did okay. You did what I said. You stayed out of my way. You didn't trip on your own dick. You didn't you didn't have those catchphrases like Michael Shawn and his yeses and his and you didn't play it safe like CJ. You did good.
I asked maybe 2 or 3 questions. Whenever it's about food, I really got to get in there.
And I gave you like a 3-question limit, and you stuck right in there.
I had a couple in the dugout or in the bullpen, but I'm glad I didn't. It was a good flow. You don't want to interrupt real men when they're talking.
I like that. No, I got a couple things I want to plug real quick. August 12th for TWF at the Colonial Theater. The 209 Kliq will go against the Lucha Libre Mafia in a weapons match. This match, it's a little crazy. Fans are going to be able to bring their weapons to the arena, and we're going to use those weapons against each other. So whatever they bring, I don't know. There could be staple guns.
Not to cut you off. What are the qualifications or rules for the weapons?
No one's really specified.
That's scary.
How do you say that? Specified. When you've done a lot of drugs, you've been hitting the head a lot, you get some speech patterns. I can't say that word. Specify. No one's specified what the weapons are going to be. So
muscle relaxers.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
CPAP machine.
I always said this, dude. If you were to, I want to go to Russia. They have these crazy fight, organizations or these crazy style fights in Russia.
Yeah.
My idea would be, okay, we start doing coke and we start drinking and we do that for 2 days in a row without sleeping. And on the 3rd day we fight.
Yeah,
I think I'd beat everybody.
That's some biblical shit.
I don't think nobody could beat me on the 3rd day. 2 days of coke and drinking, no sleeping, partying, coke, drinking. 3rd day we fight. I think I'm unbeatable on the 3rd day.
Yeah.
If everyone else was if they're on coke for 2 days and drinking, I feel like it's probable I'd win.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah,
that's
I know.
A lot. I don't think I could do it.
Big and Meth is sober these days.
Narcan.
I'm sober. I'm narcotic free. Drink. I don't even drink that much anymore. There was a time when I was doing dangerous shit off a 3-day.
Let's go down a day of memory lane.
All right, so let's go. Oh, memory lane. Oh my God.
So you wake up. What are you hitting first?
I wake up and this is allegedly the old Big and Meth. When I wake up, what am I hitting first? If I'm on a coke binge,
No, not people. Hopefully.
I'm on a coke binge. That's the first thing I'm hitting. That's the first thing I'm bumping.
So chopping it up. No.
No, I'm kidding about all that. So August 12th, there's not gonna. If you guys want to bring narcotics to the weapons match, be my guest. I think I would have the advantage.
No sharps, please.
No Sharpies. I would write all over Hayashi's face. Spray paint. No bombs. Can I even say that word? Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, we're not
word?
at an airport. You're good.
Maybe a stink bomb. Maybe I'll let us. You ever let off a stink bomb?
Yeah, smoke bombs.
You ever let a stink bomb off in school?
I don't need to anymore. But
Have you ever done? I did it too.
Smells like a skunk.
Isn't it the best thing in the world to be in school? You let off a stink bomb and you see everybody's face and they're ready to shut the school down. And you know that you did it.
It smells for a while too.
What grade were you in?
Yeah, we were doing those in middle school, maybe.
In the 6th grade, you let the stink bomb off.
They're bad.
They were having plumbers coming out to look at the plumbing and
dude,
shit.
if you're good, well, and that is smart to do it in that area because then they really don't know where the fuck it's coming from. They're digging out plumbing.
They ended up somebody like told the teacher I did it, and I was in the 6th grade. They pulled me me and my buddies, and they questioned us, and we didn't break. We said no.
Dude, good, because there's no proof.
I know.
You can't prove shit.
But like
Now you probably could, because some dumb dickhead would be recording it.
Oh God, yeah.
And then they'd
it'd be on
fucking
film.
snitch on you.
It wasn't filmed back then.
Be Facebook Live.
Yeah, whatever, man. Bring your weapons. The 209 Kliq is going against the Lucha Libre Mafia, and who knows what's going to happen there. Next Level on the 19th, I'll be back. I'll be back at Next Level on the 19th doing a Big MF show. I'll have we'll be doing that again at the WrestlePlex. A shot out. I don't know when. I forgot the date, but California Wrestling Association. I'll be back there again soon, going against Mr. Hastings. WWCW this Sunday in Reno at I Am Your Huckleberry. The American Degenerates will be back in action. The Sizzle Jizzle Dizzle, CJ Dirt, and the Big MF against Pretty Post Mortem. That's going to be a fun time. I don't expect us to do anything less than to go in there and kick ass. And also a shout out to Realm of Warriors. Those are all my plugs. Now, having said that, you had a question about UFC fight. Yeah, that last weekend, a friend of mine fought in the cage. You wanted to ask me something about that.
Oh yeah. What's your take on the Chelsea Chandler situation and
it's funny that you
turning
say
her
that.
back?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been battling people on the internet, and I got drawn into the internet wars, although it doesn't look great to see somebody turning around and running, I feel like she did the right thing. I really do, because I feel like she got hit, she got rocked, she wasn't quite sure what was going on, and she needed a moment to reset herself, and she turned. And once you turn away, you can't turn back. You turn back, you're going right into a punch. And I think it's so dumb to say that she's a coward or any of that shit, because first of all, that was the first round. She got clipped really good. She was fighting someone in the UFC. There's no cowards fighting in the UFC, by the way.
No, I agree.
All these fucking keyboard cocksucking bitch ass warriors. Saying, you don't run in the UFC. Yeah, people actually do run. It's called evading. It's called creating space.
Well,
it's called getting out of a bad situation.
But not to cut you off, usually you're facing your opponent when you're doing that.
You are. So she got hit really hard.
Yeah.
She got you. Sometimes you get discombobulated, like, where the fuck am I right now? And she ended up turning. It wasn't the greatest thing to do. I don't think it was the worst thing to do, because then she ran across the ring. Once you turn that direction, you got to go with it. You can't turn back. You turn right back into a knockout.
Eventually she's got to turn around.
Eventually, when she ran all the way across the ring, hit the other side of the cage, turned around, got an underhook, and got back into the fight. So if you're going to say she ran away, running away is quitting. She created space. She needed distance. She needed some time to clear her head, to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm confused. I got hit. I know I'm about to get knocked out. Let me do something. And she ran. But after that, she fought 3 more fucking rounds. So she wasn't running away. She fought 3 more rounds, landed her shit. I think in the fight, there was some shit talking, and I think she was pissed, and I think she was so dead set on knocking her the fuck out and socking her really good that the other girl, having more experience, was able to use that against her. So lesson learned for Chandler. But it's just bullshit to say she was running away. What I feel like she was doing is she was creating space. She needed a moment to get her head clear, because running away is running away. She kept fighting. So it's no different than sidestepping in a way, or backing up when you're hurt. Because to me, I'm creating space so I can survive this bad spot.
I agree with you. Once again, my only thing is just turning your back. You can't do that.
I mean, okay, but she did, and she survived.
No. Well, no, I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
But
maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't, and that's a first round knockout.
No, you're right. But I think consciously, I don't think she'd do it over again the same way. I don't think she would. And I don't even think from the negativity from online. It's just, even in a street fight, you never want to turn your back on your opponent in a street fight. And I'm not criticizing her. She kicked my ass. She'd beat the shit out of me. She's going to be more of a fighter I'll ever be in my life. But I just think that was the controversy. And I think that's what a lot of people's bullshit was just, don't do that, because you're giving up your back.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
So she could have jumped on her back. There could have been a lot of problems.
How many fights have you been in?
0 professional.
Okay. How many street fights?
But I prefaced with that. I said that.
How many street fights?
All when I was younger.
Because
But
to me, listen.
But do you
whatever you got to do to get out of the bad spot you're in, if it worked, then that's what you should have did.
Yeah.
She could have been knocked out in the first round, and then they'd be making memes about her getting knocked out. Because it's funny to people. This is my thing, I guess. You make some valid points.
I think it's a bad look, and no, but
it's a fight.
No, but even if you, but even if you didn't have a dog in this, I don't think you'd say the same thing.
I would, because she created the distance and the space that she needed to get her head back into the fight. I don't think it was the worst move that she could have done.
I think it's a risky move to do what you said.
Fighting is risky.
Yeah, but I think it's a risky way to create space.
But it worked.
Yeah.
She didn't get floored.
But
she got the underhook.
But that's also kind of a freak. I think that's kind of a freak.
Fighting is freak. You know what I'm saying? It is freak, but fighting creates freak moments. Like, what the fuck do I do? I'm confused.
Yeah.
And
I mean, would you ever do that?
If that's what I needed to do, yes, I would. I would do that.
You think that, but do you think that would work?
It could. It worked, yeah, because it worked for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to.
But I'm just saying,
if you're gonna do that, you really got to do it. You really got to run. You got to run across the cage, turn back around, get an underhook. It's just, this is what I don't like. This is what I really don't like. This is what I detest. This is what I hate the most when I see, even when Ronda got knocked out and people get beat. It's like these people who don't fight, they're soulless buzzards, crows looking on to bite on the corpse of dead flesh.
Any type of weakness.
And they make these memes. To me, someone just stepped into the arena. They fought, whether they made a mistake or whether they did it. And you want to take some little moment and laugh about it at their expense. It's okay, I guess, but all these people that are saying all this shit, they probably never even been in that situation. I personally feel like her real mistake was not that. Her real mistake was getting drawn in, really overloading her punches and really trying to hurt the other girl and not playing a better martial artist type game. And also, the girl she's fighting is a counter fighter. And so fighting a counter fighter can be tricky. You got to have a lot of patience, because some counter fighters really commit to being a counter fighter. And if you don't do shit, they won't do shit.
Right.
Which makes it really fucking awkward to be standing in a ring and nothing is happening. So you feel like you have to do shit. They use that against you. So I think she could have been a little bit more smarter about her attacks. I don't think that was the worst thing to do.
But maybe that's why she's getting criticized more, because if she's a counter fighter, why? No,
Chelsea's not a counter fighter. The girl she was fighting was.
But that's what I'm saying. So I think that's why she's getting a little more controversy, because if she's a counter fighter, then why would you think you would have to run away from a counter fighter?
It's not something you think about, bro. Like,
no. But even in the moment. Like, why would your instinct say, I need to just get the hell out of
Because you're about to go down. You got hit. You're rocked. Your feet are wobbly. You're like, fuck, this is not working out right. This is not working out the right way. I mean,
yeah.
I look at it as when you need to serve. This is what I'm seeing a fight. If you get into trouble and you have to figure out a way to survive, whatever you got to do to survive, do it. If you got to punch somebody if you got to poke somebody in the fucking eye, go ahead and do it. You got to kick somebody in the nuts, do it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And I'm not like, even though I'm being a little devil's advocate here, and I do really feel that, I still feel it was kind of a weird thing to do that probably, like you said, worked, but I think 85% of the time it won't. But I wouldn't put it in your wheelhouse of things to do. But I agree with you. I don't think it was a coward's move. I disagree with that. I think that is trolling talk, because like you said, once you step into a ring or even training for a fight, you're not a fucking coward, dude. You're not a fucking coward.
Well, to me, it'd have been a coward if she'd have ran away and quit.
It would have been a coward move if she jumped out of the cage,
or if she ran off and says like, I'm done.
I agree with that.
But that's not really what happened.
That's not a coward move. It's retreating, and I mean, fucking, I agree with you.
That's what I want to happen.
I just like giving counterpoints, because
that's great. This is what I would like to see happen. Everyone that's made a little meme about it, I wish they could. I wish they could get in the cage and get hit really hard, solid, and get rocked, and then see what you do after that.
Yeah,
that would be like if I was the Beyonder in Marvel Comics and I had godlike powers, I would make every person that that made a meme and a joke about it, and everyone talking shit on Instagram and Twitter, I would make them get in the ring, get in the cage in front of everybody, in front of a million people, get hit in the face, get rocked. Now go. What are you going to do?
The world would be a better place.
Right? Like,
but urgent cares would be full everywhere.
well, if I had Beyonder-like powers, I could handle all that. And
Yo, fuck that. You're on your own.
Would be a better place for you, for me. No, that's my take on it, man.
I like hearing that though, because it's not a popular take.
I know it's not popular. Believe me, I get a lot of heat for it, but I've got a lot of heat from a lot of people. I'm not, I'm just saying I'm not saying to run in a fight, but I'm saying when you get rocked, you got to do what you got to do to survive, whatever the fuck it is. You don't have time to think. Like maybe you'll grab, you might make the wrong move. Maybe going for a takedown. Maybe she's like, I'm gonna go for a takedown. Boom, she gets guillotined.
But like you said, if she wouldn't have reset, let's just call it a reset.
It was a reset for sure.
Yeah, if she wouldn't have reset, she could have done a dumb mistake move on impulse to shoot maybe and take her down, expose her neck. There could have been all kinds of silly things.
In a very bad spot,
right?
And made a decision because she's in a bad spot. And really, in my opinion, it worked because she did it. She got hit, she got rocked, she survived, and went the distance. I think Chelsea will definitely be back. She'll be back for sure. I've been watching her, her progression. We a while back we were training at the same strength and conditioning gym. This is way before any of this shit happened, and I just noticed she was tough. Like some girls, when you see them at this particular gym where this guy really pushes you hard, Ron Reed's gym, Minutes to Muscle, and most people don't handle it very well. And I've noticed even some people, he's not pushing as hard as he would like to because they can't. But I just remember way back when she was all about it, doing some hard training, and then later on, she progresses and starts fighting, and so she's been doing this for a minute. And I think she'll be back. I think she'll learn from this and be a better fighter.
Yeah,
I think her biggest mistake wasn't running. Like I said, I think it was really trying to knock the other person out and not, and it's like in baseball. If you ever played baseball, when you're trying to hit a home run, you strike out, and when you stop trying to hit the home run, I think it was sort of that.
You just need to try and get on base.
It'll happen. Just don't try to. You can't. The moments will happen. You can't force them.
Don't hunt for it. Just seize it when you see it.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't like to.
But like you said, even though you've been in fights, we're Monday morning quarterback situation. I don't really like to. And like you said that, I'm like, no, it's a valid point. But like I've I
don't like to criticize too much about something like that, because it's like, well,
that's why
you've been in there, and
that's why when I talk about it, I say it's not a good look for A, B, and C. I'm not saying
it's not a great look.
But see, there's nothing bad about saying that, because I'm not really criticizing her, what she's doing. I'm criticizing the way it was perceived.
Clearly, it's not a good look. And honestly, she's had a really good sense. I've seen some of the memes that she's posted. All you could do is joke about it. It's like, that's all you could do. And she's handled it well.
The minute you fight back on it is the minute you keep it going.
I know.
And honestly, with the way our attention span is in this country, if not the world,
people forget so quick.
It'll
probably already mostly forgot about it. Like, they're on to the next person.
Once the next card, early August comes up, I think early August, right? Late July.
I mean, they just had they had a fight night last night, but I didn't watch it.
No, but they're doing one, I think the 29th or something.
Oh, I can't even keep up.
They're doing a lot. They do a lot.
Like, I missed the old days. There was one fight a month.
Yeah, I kind of liked it too.
It was like, it just mattered more. It mattered more when they were fighting. It doesn't matter nearly as much anymore.
Well, but it's like what you just said with Hernandez. It's like, I'll just catch it next week.
It isn't,
like,
it used to, man, back when they were doing once a month, right? It really fucking pissed me off. It was rare, but if I had to miss a UFC card, I'd be mad about it.
Well, because there was no YouTube highlights. There was none of that shit.
I mean, even when there was,
you have to record it.
It's just, you were getting one a month. But when there's one every week, if I miss it, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I don't even know half the guys that are fighting now. There's too many. There's too many people to follow.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to get more convoluted too with the fact that they're partnering up with WWE?
I don't know.
I wonder how that crossover is going to work. If there will be much.
The only crossover will be some select pro fighters might, do some WWE shit. You're not going to see very many WWE guys do the UFC.
So you think it's going to be more UFC guys going into WWE?
For cameos and for special
matches.
That
would be interesting though.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of, there's a lot that can
some of those guys that have the draws that aren't trying to
Exactly,
fucking
like Conor McGregor at WrestleMania. That's huge. Fucking look at Ronda. That's been huge.
or even Brock. He kind of went back and forth a few times.
Brock is
and
a
that was
WWE
before.
star.
That was
I mean,
before they did that.
having a guy that's done both, at a lower level.
But didn't Brock go back after he won in the UFC too, though?
Yeah, he's gone back and forth.
So that's pretty cool.
It's pro wrestling. It's harder on your body, but pro wrestling also takes athleticism.
Mhm.
So like if you're a great athlete, like any of these guys are at the top of their game, they could bump, they can learn how to bump, they can learn how to roll, they can learn how to they could get good enough in a short amount of time to get in there with a real pro.
Yeah.
So with someone who's really good, and that person who's really good will make up for their lack of experience, and they could have a really good match. Versus a guy that's a great athlete, but he's going into the UFC and he's going to fight someone that's not really working with you to have a good match.
He's just
It's
trying to make
very
your fucking
hard,
head off.
to handle all that, the striking and the fucking and the submit. Even if you have a background to some extent, like Bobby Lashley's never really had a great pro fighting career. The only guy that's ever done it, that went from pro wrestling fighting and did well was Brock Lesnar. That's the only one. And Brock Lesnar is a 1 in a million person. There's not a lot of Brock Lesnar's walking around.
Yeah, body type wise, he's a fucking Viking.
I mean, he's just
guy's
athletically gifted. Even if he's a gifted human being, he's one of the very, very, very few that could do it. And you'll never see anybody else ever jump ship like that and win an MMA title.
Well, and kind of put the heavyweight class on a fucking pedestal like it should be. But before he was doing that stuff, it was kind of a weak.
It was definitely
didn't have the draw that it has.
It definitely mattered when he had a heavyweight. Like right now, I think right now, if Brock Lesnar, even older, steps in a heavyweight fight, people stop and take notice.
Oh, it would be huge.
Watch and his last fight actually was I thought it was, even though he got popped for a substance, but I give two fucks about that. He fought Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
And he beat Mark Hunt. And he took and Brock Lesnar showed evolution in his fighting game, because in the past he didn't react so great to getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he went into more of a defensive posture when he got hit. And against Mark Hunt, he didn't actually do that. He got hit, and instead of just covering, he moved his head, moved his feet, and kept moving, threw punches and hit takedowns. So I think that I was really impressed with that fight, even though Mark Hunt is still crying about it. It's like Mark Hunt is like, he's crying about the steroids, and I get it, but like, dude, Mark Hunt is a giant Samoan, and he was born with these great genetics. His bones are bigger. And all of his life, he's been bigger and stronger than people who are not Samoans.
Yeah.
And maybe Brock too, but I'm just saying, when you have fighting godlike genetics, you don't understand. Like, he's always been stronger than everybody else.
Well, because even like Brock Lesnar, once he gets you on the ground, you're not going to get out of that smashing he can do like that.
Not very many. Not very many.
Insane.
Well, fuck, man. I think let's see. I'll plug Big MF 209 on Instagram, and then follow me at Matt Inside BJJ Matt on Twitter. Anything you want to plug here?
No, just we're gonna list all this on Dead Air Digital. I'm gonna be plugging it on our Instagram, Dead Air Digital. I'm also gonna be throwing it on our YouTube, so keep a lookout for that for the 209 Kliqcast. Other than that, me personally, I'm gonna be starting up my Stupid Kid podcast again pretty soon. I've been kind of crazy busy too.
Dude,
getting my own personal shit together, trying to figure out what I want to do again.
It's always hard to figure
out. I'm 35, and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I wish I was 35.
Yeah, but you know what? No, I'm not complaining though.
I wish it
is a different time of my life.
Take this brain and put it into my 35-year-old self.
But would your 35-year-old brain want that brain?
I don't know. I wish to God I could do it.
35-year-olds, keep that 48-year-old's brain out of my head.
My brain is, I'm telling you.
So do you think you're better? You think you're
my brain is better, my body's not.
Yeah, that's normally how it goes, though.
Yeah, no, that's the
that's what you want.
That's the fucked up part about life. Once you start figuring it out, like that's the fucked up part. When you start figuring shit out, you're not as good as you used to be.
No, but you know what? That's what robotics has come a long way, dude.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe you can get some metal arms. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what the state covers on.
I have one thing I gotta plug. I forgot it.
Seminar.
Yes, the Mike Modest is going to be coming to wait, is he so you see you got to stall him. Like talk about something.
You're channeling your
Michael Shawn. Let Michael Shawn talk at. I gotta find this damn thing.
I'm not gonna say anything because I know he kicked my ass.
Michael Shawn, no.
Yes.
No. My girlfriend just texted me, "Are you on your way?" This is what I have to live with. I didn't say that. Can you edit that part out? No,
just for her, I won't. I'll showcase it. You know what he did?
If your girl's asking you if you're on your way, that means she's pissed at you. Like
that also means that you're late.
All right, so I am always late, bro. I'm never on time. The Mike Modest Wrestling Seminar is coming to the 209 Dragons Den. It's $50. You know, Mike Modest is one of the best guys that ever came out of this area, one of the best coaches, pretty much coached all your guys that you see today, from Big Ugly to Vinny Massaro. Mike is absolutely the man. Him coming out here to Lodi, California, is a very big thing. Message the 209 Dragons Den if you'd like to attend. Spots are filling up real quick.
209 Kliqcast royalty.
Later. I'm done. That's all I got. I'm out.